Thanks, everyone. Karen's decided that I've been far too lazy for far too long, so apparently I have to do some work for a change, and just give some questions to I and introduce her. So obviously, everyone, this is I, Futaki. I've been really making sure I don't get that name wrong because it could go so pear-shaped. I've been involved in the water since about the age of 3, has become a scuba instructor, and obviously done free diving as well. If you read up on it says, let me read this properly. So, a true mermaid, underwater explorer, double Guinness World Record holder of the longest distance swum in a cave on a single breath. She's obviously also a TEDx Tokyo speaker. She's been featured in Red Bull magazine as for extreme free diving as well, and has obviously recently been appointed as an ambassador by the Japanese government. So it's going to be really, really interesting to chat to I about what she's done and where she's been, and sort of what's got her here on the journey and how it relates to us as scuba divers, as free divers, and from a South African context as well. So sort of the first thing to say to I as well is, why did you learn to scuba dive? And, you obviously became an instructor as well.
Yeah. So shall I start?
Yeah.
Okay. So hello everybody. My name is Futaki, and yes, I'm talking from Japan. Now it's 1 a.m. but I'm always full power. So I started scuba diving on age of 23. So not really young age, but I started swimming, yes, since I was 3 years old. So I was always in the water, and in one day I got this instinct that I have to get back to the water after depression. I had like this bad depression, and I stuck in my room for like a whole month. But then I said to myself, I cannot end my life like that. And then I got intuition that I have to get back to the water. And I was like, okay, well, I never done it before, scuba diving. Okay, so where is the cheapest place in the world? And that was Utila, Honduras. So I went, boom, directly to Utila, Honduras. And obviously they have no pool. So directly went to the ocean, confined water in the ocean. And really first time when I went totally underwater, I felt this is my place. This is where I should be. And that's how I started my underwater life.
Okay, cool. And you then became an instructor. And how long did you stay as an instructor for?
I think like 4 years, 5 years maybe. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, more than instructor, I was like filming.
And so then what made you want to try sort of free diving opposed to scuba diving?
Right. So yeah, to work as a videographer, it was really, like a small, small chance. Because I mean, if you get the license, anybody can do the scuba. So either I have to go much deeper, or if I have to do something, like special, something different, maybe go into the cave, film, like do something else, something different. And then I was like, okay, maybe I have to go deep, maybe I have to do the tech dive, who knows what. And by chance, my friend asked me to try free diving. So just for vacation, I went to Thailand. I was living in Mexico for 5 years, so it was good to go back to Asia. So I went to Thailand, I started free diving, and boom, that's it. It's just all about you learn yourself, and you cannot carry huge camera. So with the little camera, I can compete to the world. And then also how to be in the water is more together with the nature, because when you scuba, yes, you can stay long time, and it's great way to observe stuff, but you cannot merge into underwater world. But if you go with scuba and with free diving, you go down like dolphins or like whales, right? So you can be part of them. So my interest was not sharing underwater world from human point of view, but it's more, like the point of view of underwater, how they see or how they are, like naturally. That's why I'm using freediving as a tool to share underwater.
Okay, cool. Sorry, have you forgotten to share your screen?
See, I have to.
Picture?
I thought that now. So here you go. Let me see. Voila.
Cool.
Yeah. So moment like this, like sea mammals are like say mammals. So I can see the emotions, and then I can see when they interest. So for me, sea lions are like puppies. They like to play. They steal your snorkel, or they bite your fins or your wetsuits, and they just want to play.
Okay, cool. And so you started freediving, if I remember correctly, 2007, and you sort of started doing that. What made you realize you could do the sort of this Guinness Book record attempt in Mexico in the cave?
Right. So yeah, my interest was to share, right, coexist or oneness from underwater. But I was just a free diver, so I was nobody. So I needed a voice. I need a voice to share. So to get a voice, I needed to have a name. So to get the name, okay, the Guinness World Record, which everybody knows, and that's how I did Guinness World Record, which is this one. So this is the Guinness record is the swimming the longest distance in cave with one breath. So with fin was 100 meters, which was the first woman in the world, and without fins was 90 meters, which was the first human in the world. And I've done it.
Wow. So 90 meters in a cave, one breath, no fins.
Yes.
And how deep were you when you did this?
It's just 4 meters,
Okay.
because the record was the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And so you use the term, and so when I was doing some research and looking at stuff, you use the term being one with the ocean quite a lot when you talk on TED Talks and all the rest of it. What do you mean by that?
Well, means that like we came from, well, before we were born, we were at mother's big ocean, right? So we were in the water before we born to this, this land, this world. So by sharing this interaction with the animals, or being so natural in the water, I would like for people to like once again realize where we all came from, to remember the origin of us, things like that.
Okay.
If it makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. And so obviously recently your new news is that you've been appointed an ambassador by the Japanese government. I can't pronounce the first word of what you are, because it's obviously not my language. So I'll let you explain sort of what this means and what you hope to achieve by it.
Right. So yes, I appointed as the first ocean ambassador for Ministry of the Environment of the government of Japan. And well, what I wanted to achieve by that is that, well, till now I was doing what I'm doing by myself, like as an individual, as a artist maybe, but I felt it must be more social. It must be more, I need to have more serious voice for people who to reach out more people. And then and then also, as being Japanese, I wanted to share the beauty of what we have here in Japan, because many of us are forgotten how important it is or how beautiful it is, or all that things. So yeah, now we have so much crisis about the global warming, or like everything what happening, right? Like the nature, well, everything. But like we tend to separate environment or nature from us, but actually we are part of nature, we are part of this environment, because we are also living on this planet. So not thinking as something else, but thinking as if nature is your family. So I wanted to have more closer engagement flew underwater.
Okay. And from, just don't worry, Karen loves this photo. This is Karen's photo. Okay. So going back to the ambassador role,
Yeah.
so obviously you will obviously have some involvement with trying to change policies on plastic pollution. You said you're doing a TV program at the moment on plastic pollution.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, and as government, they cannot say ban plastic. So what the Japanese government using is plastic smart.
Okay.
So yeah, but as we all know that there's so many plastics in the ocean, and then that just breaks down to microplastic. And like when you leave, you just see surface, and then you don't really know what's happening underwater. So people normally they think that it's nothing happened, it's all okay, because you don't really see anything. But there's so many things, or they're changing so much underwater, and that microplastic at the end, they all come back to us. It's like in 1 week we are eating microplastic amount of credit card size. So we are consuming quite a lot of microplastic every week. So yes, I try to do well. So what I do is through all interaction, through all underwater, this encounter, sharing, we are all part of this planet, that kind of thing.
Okay. And do you think that this new role of yours, you'll have any influence of obviously whaling? Would you be able to speak to people? Because obviously that's a big question that people always have about these people is, and so as your role here, would you be able to influence government in any way in that?
I don't know, but because what I learned from yoga is to change something else or somebody else is my ego. So what I do is I share, and what I share is we are all part of this planet, right? So what I do is I swim with whales. I try to have interaction with them, and I share those kind of pictures, right? And then let's see what they do.
Okay, cool. Yeah, understand that. So obviously, Karen wants to know about the crocodiles. Tell us about your expedition and your trip with the crocodiles. And I take it this was in Mexico. So just tell us about it.
It was in Cuba. It was in Cuba.
Okay.
Yes. So it was in Queen's Garden. And obviously, I didn't start holding hand in the first go. No, first I started swim with a crocodile because he's living there and he's in the mangroves. And first I started to swim. Okay, he's calm. First I touched his tail. Okay, he's nice and calm. I moved him around a little bit. Okay, he's happy. Maybe it's like a hydrotherapy. And slowly I get closer. And then I did a little massage and he liked it. So I was like, okay, maybe now it's the time. And then I hold his hand and he was okay. So here you go. You got the picture.
And how long were you in Cuba for to do this?
I was there 2 weeks, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this was this with Fabrice?
Yes, I
Okay.
was.
Cool. Yeah. Obviously, one of the other big projects you've done is the Samsung advert that you did with them in 2019, the
Yeah.
Over the Horizon project.
Mm-hmm.
And sort of, I mean, obviously that's a really, really big privilege for you to be involved with a brand like that, on a project like that at Superdan.
Yeah. So yes. So it was a 10th anniversary for their smartphone, a Galaxy, I think. And then as the one of the project leader, he really loved Blue Planet from BBC. So they wanted to do something with the ocean. And then also they know the importance of the ocean. So that's how started all this project. So the director of the video is actually from the BBC Blue Planet director, and the underwater videographer. He was filming for BBC Blue Planet. And then me, I was in there. I was not Blue Planet, but well, I was in there. And then also the music, yes. So he won Oscar for music. So yes, it was the star dream team, you may call it. And yes.
And you went and shot all the underwater work in Superdan.
Yes, in Sipadan, Malaysia.
Okay, and how long were you there for?
It was, I think, again, 2 weeks, 1 week or 2 weeks. Yeah.
Okay. And did you have any involvement of what they did in the UK? Because they went to obviously the studios to shoot the music.
Yeah, Abbey Road. No, I didn't. I wanted, but I didn't.
Okay. So on your sorry, going backwards, I've just seen a question come through now. So on your breath hold in Cuba, wow, on your breath hold in Cuba, how long did you hold your breath for to do the 90-meter swim?
So that was in Mexico.
Mexico, sorry, that's what I meant.
So Cenote de Cave in Mexico, 90 meters without fins. It took me 2 minutes.
2 minutes. And what is your longest breath hold that you are able to do?
Bueno, because for me, free diving is a tool. It's not, for me, it's not an object. So I don't do how deep I can go or how long I can hold. But yes, when I was training, now it's a long time ago already, I did the breath hold training, and it was 6 minutes. But you can do it. You can do it. That's the thing. We all have this ability.
I'm still waiting for you to come and teach me.
Anytime.
Okay. So tell us about your trip to South Africa. Obviously, most of the people on here are from South Africa. So tell us what you thought of South Africa and how your trip was.
That trip was great because I was with you guys, right? So that was nice and fun. And underwater, well, there were many lives and dolphins. I love dolphins. That was really cool. Yes. And yeah, there are many lives, yes. And then also, not only diving, but you could go safari. So you can, explore underwater wildlife as well as on land. And that's like great mixture. And then also when I stayed at your place, I liked how, we can be all friend or one big family with your staff. And that's like great experience, not just, visiting as outsider, as a tourist, and then, just you see the surface. No, I could feel that I could like more, I experienced more South African like life, or, like how to be together. So that was really good.
So obviously, I mean, really, really nice trip. Pity about Michelle, but she's on mute, so she can't say much. So, right. I mean, she's very
Michelle,
loud.
you should say something.
Uh, okay. And obviously, a lot of people here would want to know: are you going to come back and do sardine run at some stage?
Oh, please! I would love to. I would love to. I have to. Right, Brett?
Yeah, but and I think that it would be really nice for. I think free diving is much better for sardine run than scuba, because that's the biggest complaint you always get on the sardine run trip, is that you don't get enough scuba, and so to be able to free dive well would make it such an amazing trip.
Yeah, that's true. Totally, yes. By free diving, you can get much closer. You can really, I mean, like, they swim much faster than us. So if they don't want, they just go, or even they won't come in front of you. But once they open their door to welcome you to their house, then you can be with them. And that experience, or that feeling is totally different from how you do with scuba diving. So, yeah.
What other projects do you have on the go at the moment?
Oh, what can I say with Corona? There's so many things well planned, but with this Corona, bueno, what can I say? It's all up in the air. But
Okay.
Having said that, now actually, and then also because I appointed as an ocean ambassador here in Japan, I would like to explore, I would like to share underwater world from Japan, what Japan can offer.
Okay, because I mean, I remember speaking to you, and we were talking about, putting trips to come to Japan, and how you've got like 4 seasons where you've got very different things to see in different times of the year. And I seem to remember you saying something about the Galapagos of Asia. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, that's Ogasawara. That's Ogasawara Island. So you only can go by boat, by ferry, which takes 25 hours. So like one whole day trip. And that Ogasawara is off from Tokyo. Actually, it's part of Tokyo. But that islands are never together with any land or any bigger islands. So they have their own system, ecosystem, or the animals that only live there in Ogasawara. You can meet obviously dolphins, humpback whales, sperm whale, sharks, and many fishes. As you know, I'm really bad at names, so I would say many fish, little fish, big fish, small fish, everything you can see.
And what's the best time of the year to see that?
Best season, you said?
Yeah.
Well, if you're looking for visibility, it's September. It's a blue, I've heard, 50-60 meters visibility.
Wow.
But if you want to swim with humpback whale, then it's winter for us, which means January, February, I think.
And water temperature, January, February, winter, summer?
Winter would be around 20, maybe, I think. And the summer would be like 29, 30.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not too cold.
No, I don't think so. But if you go north of Japan, in Hokkaido, you can dive under ice. And that's -6 degrees.
That does not sound fun.
But that's interesting experience. And then that place is the only place in Asia where arrives ice, so it's quite interesting.
Okay. And I read something as well where you were trying to do the deepest free dive at altitude.
Right. Not deepest, the highest
Hi, sorry, I
dive.
mean high.
Yeah. Yeah, I have that in my mind. So that is yes, a free dive at the highest altitude in the world. Why I want to do that? Because nowadays with the smartphone, answer is just in front of you, and I see many young kids, they are not like really challenging anything. They try to find quick answer, and they are not like really trying to or fight to get what they want to get. So through this experience or through this training, I want to share that even though everybody says you're crazy, but if you believe in it and if you go for it, you can get it. That's what I want to share through this the other challenge. And then also to adapt altitude, you cannot buy, and then also you don't have any medicine can make it quicker. Only the time is a solution. More time you're at the altitude, you're more adapted, right? So it's like totally against of where we are going right now. And then also I want to share that we are human, we are not robot, so we can evolve. That's also I want to share. So yeah, all that. But obviously I need money for that. And then as I'm not good at finding it, here you go, I'm still not doing it.
Understand that. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of people on here, including myself, would want to know. Obviously, most of us here are scuba divers. Most of us here want to do a thing like sardine run, where free diving is very important to us. What would you suggest we should be doing in order to be able to be better free divers, to experience this underwater world in a more natural way?
But to start with, start to breathe consciously, because we breathe since we were born until we die. So we never really think about breathing. But breathing actually is really important. When you are stressed, your breathing goes really shallow. So please, like, consciously breathe. And more than inhale, please think about exhale. And try to breathe as slow as possible. And then that start to make difference for sure. That's like you become in the meditate state. And then more than physical ability for freediving, it's more mental. It's like 95% is mental. So if you're more relaxed, it's better you can be underwater.
Okay. And so if I said to you, you're going to come and teach me, someone's going to teach me how to sort of free dive, what sort of breath hold should I be looking at? So, I mean, should I be able to hold my breath for 30 seconds, 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes? What should I be able to do?
And so when you take a course, then, well, what I do is the first day you can go down to 12 meters and the second day to 20. And in 3 days, you can hold at least 3 minutes.
Okay, I'm waiting for you to come teach me. Okay. Thanks very much so far. Is there anything else you would like to share with us? Any other projects you'd like to talk about? TEDx talks? Anything else you'd like to share?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Karen, I'm going to hand back to you. And you can ask the questions that obviously everyone's been asking throughout this talk. Thank you very much. Lovely to see you again. Miss you, my friend. We'll see each other soon again.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Brett. Thank you very much. Right, so we've got a couple of questions that's come in that I'm going to go through with you as we discussed.
Yeah.
From Yakun Mornay, thank you. That is amazing. What is your position on the Japanese whaling policy, and how do you reconcile it with your position as an environmental ambassador?
Right. So for whaling, I just have to keep sharing that we are, I mean, we can be friends, or we are all connected, or bueno. But at the same time, you know, it's nature. It's same for vegetable, it's same for chicken and the cows, that we must have their life, I think, to live. So it's important to respect, I think, the life that we are taking in. And if, like, the government, if they know that way of thinking, which how we were before, I think, then they would have another solution for those. But I cannot force them to do that. That's not my position. I just share from underwater how we can connect. That's my part. And then I do my best to do that.
Well, I think something similar. Hello, I love the encounters you're having with the underwater world. Are you talking to the Japanese government about the banning of shark fin?
The shark fins, they're more China and Hong Kong.
Okay.
In Japan, when they do the shark fin, then they take whole body. So even the shark meat, they use it. Shark skin, they use it. They use everything, at least.
Yeah. Right, from Tanya, the pic of you with a croc is magical. Swimming with a croc in the wild is on my bucket list. Where was this taken, and was it in the wild? So
yes, it was in the wild. Yes, it was in the wild, and it's in Cuba, and it's in the Queen's Garden, Jardín de las Reinas.
Right, then Shani's asking about your breath hold, but Brett did ask that question. I'm going to skip that. From Jaco and Mornay again, what is your exercise regime to improve breath work?
Well, now I'm not particularly doing breath hold exercise, but I'm doing to have my core muscle or my body to be balanced, and I have a personal trainer.
Okay. From Sonia Welsh, where in Japan do you live?
I live close to Tokyo, but on the coast side. My house is 1 minute away from the beach, which is good.
And you were saying earlier that you never spend any time there.
Yes.
Right, Jaco and Mornay, I think they want to go croc diving. And thank yous. From Lindy Love, my daughter Leah, 10 years old, is asking, what is your greatest tip to start freediving? She's done a brief course.
Okay. Well, what can I say? Well, to be honest, as the ocean is nature, it's not a pool, it's not a confined water. So the best is to take a course, to start with a course, so that you learn correctly. And I mean, it's easier if you don't know anything and to get the right information, then you start yourself and you have your bad habit. It's harder to change from bad habit to good ones. So if you've never done anything before, it's better take a course, so to get the right information.
Excellent advice, thank you. And then from me, I've got to know more about that croc diving. So what made you get into it? How did you find out about it? Why did you want to do it?
Well, I didn't really know about it, but I knew that this place in Cuba is really beautiful, and you know, it's a nice place for underwater. So like I jumped on the Liba boat, and then one day I found that there's a crocodile. So obviously I have to go. And then slowly, okay, this croc is so calm. and they know the boat. So the boat captain, they call El Niño, like the kid, and the crocodile come. So that crocodile is used to human.
So it's one particular crocodile that's become used to humans. It's not a group of them.
Yeah, there are 2 or 3 crocodiles.
All right.
But they call all same name, the kid. The kid for all crocodile. Yes.
Don't want to get it wrong. From Edwin, are you connected with other freedivers around the world? Is there a common cause to create awareness of the oceans and protecting them?
I don't know. Well, I was filming the freediving, like deep competitive freediving before. I was filming that, but I don't really have any connection with them, not much anymore. But yeah, I believe, like, you know, if you collaborate with another world, another kind of people, I like that more, because it's more strong, more different, and then maybe that sparkle can come out, and then, you know, that can have different point of view to the government or to who knows what, and then, you know, let's see what can happen. So I'm not really working that much with another freedivers, no.
Okay, we seem to have come to an end of the questions over there. I thank you for an incredible talk yet again.